So welcome to this tutorial. This is Ujjwal Kumar Sen, and today in this video tutorial I'm going to share with you how to find out LMTD in case of counterflow. Alright, in case of counterflow heat exchanger. So the same question right now you can see in front of you. This question already asked in GATE previous year. That's why I'm sharing with you. So how to solve this problem? First of all, if they have given this is a counterflow heat exchanger, then you need to draw a counterflow heat exchanger first. At least in case of heat exchanger numerical problems, you need to draw diagram. If you draw a diagram, then things become quite easier for you. Why it is counterflow? Because its flow will be in reverse direction. Alright. So now we'll read the question and put values according to they have given. So this one is TH1, this one is TH2, this one is TC2, this one is TC1, right? And we have to find out what theta m. We have to find out theta m, that is LMTD. And LMTD for counterflow heat exchanger is what? Theta m is equal to theta 1 is equal to theta 2. And what is theta 1? Theta 1 is equal to TH1 minus TC2, and theta 2 is equal to TH2 minus TC1. I mean difference of these two is equal to theta 2. Difference of these two is equal to theta 1. Got it? So these are things we require to find out theta m. That's why I'm sharing with you. Till now I haven't even read the question. Till now I have shared with you what you need to know to solve the question. And this is not only for counterflow heat exchanger. Even if you will get condenser case, you will get evaporator case for, or even you will get parallel flow heat exchanger. If you know these things, you know the basic, the diagram. In heat exchanger you can solve the numerical problem smoothly. I mean you can get the right answer. This is a simple topic, and most of the time if you are talking about GATE, even university examination, we got question from this topic. That's why I am sharing with you. I hope you are getting my point, right? Now let's go for the numerical problem. So what they have said in this question, that water CP is this at 80 degrees centigrade enters a counterflow heat exchanger with a mass flow rate this much, okay, and air enters at this much. So if water is enter this much temperature, and air is entering with this much temperature, automatically we can say which one is hot fluid and which one is cold fluid here. So definitely hot fluid is water and cold fluid is air. So water is 80 degrees centigrade and cold fluid is 30 degrees centigrade. Got it? Now we got these two values. Again we got few other information, that is Cp of water is we have given 4.18 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Again we have given another information, that is mass flow rate of the water is 0.5 kg per second. C is it's m dash. Okay, now let's go for the air. Cp is equal to 1 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and its mass flow rate is equal to 2.09 kg per second. Getting my point? So these are data they have given. So we know that C is equal to m multiple Cp. Let's say this is for water, so 0.5 into 1. Okay, now use calculator, avoid mistake. So it's 2.09. we got its heat capacity, you can say. Now from here it is m dash and Cp, right, is equal to 1 multiple 2.09. so it's 2.09. now if we'll check the unit, let's check unit, right? Kilojoule per kg Kelvin multiple kg per second. So this one get cancelled. What is remaining? 2.09 kilojoule per Kelvin second. Got it? So in this way you can get even unit. So we don't need to bother about that unit and all that, right? You can find out quite easily. So what we got basically now, why we require this, that is important. I'm sharing with you here. Effectiveness they have given, that is epsilon. Epsilon is what? Q by Q max. That is actual heat transfer by the heat exchanger, actual heat transfer rate you can say, and the maximum possible heat transfer is in the denominator. Are you getting my point? So from this equation we know that heat capacity of hot fluid by TH1 minus TH2 division C minimum, that is heat capacity minimum. What is the minimum? We will compare heat capacity of cold fluid with the heat capacity of what? Heat capacity of hot fluid. Then we will consider the minimum one. So that is TH1 minus TC1. So what is CH basically here? We got that 2.09. What is TH1 here? TH1 is 80. TH2 will find out from here. What is C minimum? There is both the same, so we can consider any one. TH1 is 80, TC1 is 30. Now what is effectiveness? They have given 0.8. Now multiple, now just add this here. This cancel, this will come 50. Okay, now what we have to do, 80 minus TH2 is equal to 0.8 multiple 50. 0.8 multiple 50 are 40, so 40.0. Now TH2 this side and this will on this side, so 80 minus 40 is equal to 40. Now TH2 we got is equal to 40. As I have already shared with you, in case of counter flow heat exchanger, theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to theta m. Based on that data, we can say theta 2 is equal to 40 minus 30 is equal to 10, right? 10 degrees centigrade. Therefore LMTD for this question is 10 degrees centigrade, because theta m is equal to theta 2 is equal to theta 1. So this condition is applicable here. That's why I'm sharing with you. So the answer for this question is 10 degrees centigrade. Which one is this option? Option B. I hope you understand the total. If you are getting help from my tutorials, then don't forget to share with your friends, and definitely if you haven't subscribed my channel till now, subscribe it now. Well, thanks for watching. Thank you very much. Hope to see you again in my next video tutorial. Bye bye.